disgusting.
Don't freak out, it's dead. Babe, we gotta take a picture with this.
No, I don't want to touch it.
Oh, come on, just do it.
Fine.
Yeah.
Just be quick.
Okay.
Ugh.
Babe, you better put that down.
Crabs is a 2021 horror comedy written and directed by Pierce Barrelsheimer and stars Jessica Morris, Dylan Riley Snyder, Robert Craighead, and Allie Jennings. In the quiet seaside town of Mendocino, California, people are having their faces eaten off by horseshoe crabs that were irradiated by the collapse of a nuclear plant. They're utterly unaware to this until Philip and Radu, a foreign exchange student, are confronted by these crabs. Radu, Maddie, Annalise, Philip, and his brother Hunter have to stop smoking weed and getting drunk. They need to find a solution. Philip is a disabled high school student and robotics geek with a good friend, Maddie, who's always hanging around. He also has another friend named Radu, a foreign exchange student. Hunter is Philip's older brother. He's a deputy. That works for Sheriff Flanagan. Then there's Maddie's mom, Annalise, who's the hot high school biology teacher. Since Hunter graduated just a few years ago, it's revealed that he still has a crush on her. When Annalise finds out, they start getting a little flirty. There's an accident at the nuclear power plant, which causes radiation to leak into the water, and that's causing the crabs to mutate and grow. Philip's been working on a robotics project. He's trying to build robotic legs to help him walk, and Maddie's been helping him. They're using a power supply called the Amorium clustergram. That seems a bit unstable and sounds a little illegal. The cops get a call about a beached whale, and when the sheriff and Hunter go to investigate it, it looks pretty strange. It appears something large attacked it. Meanwhile, we see the large crabs descending on the town and starting to attack people. Radu witnesses some of these attacks, so he tells Phil and Maddie about what's going on. Of course, they have a hard time believing what he's telling them. Phil finally gets his robotic leg to work properly, so he's able to take Maddie to the prom. And while they're there having a great time, the crabs start to attack the prom. Next thing you know, the crabs start to mutate into even larger crabs. So now that Philip and Maddie have seen the crab attacks themselves, they realize they have to do something. So Philip, Maddie, Annalise, Hunter, and Radu all get together and try to figure out what's happening with these crabs, and then try to devise a plan to deal with them. Philip has an idea to build a giant robot that can fight off the giant crabs. Using anything and everything they can find, they put together a robot that Philip can drive and combat the giant crab monster. This becomes the epic battle of the third act, the robot against a giant crab. So what did I like about Crabs? Well, it's a horror comedy, and they know it's a horror comedy. They didn't try to go too much over the top. It's just a lot of funny moments, and there's plenty of suspension of disbelief moments that make it funny as well. I think the cinematography is good, it's shot well, it's colorful, and a nice-looking movie. And the soundtrack is pretty good. I liked the music. I also like the cheesy robot battle at the end. It reminds me of my childhood, watching all of the old Godzilla movies. There were some cheesy robots in those movies as well. Mostly what I liked was the characters. There were a lot of good characters, and they weren't really over the top. Philip and Maddie are just good high school friends. You can tell that there's some attraction between them. Philip obviously likes Maddie more than just a friend, and they have their moment at the prom, but it doesn't turn into a teenage romantic comedy. They just have their moment and move on. Hunter and Sheriff Flanagan make a nice light humor cop duo. And the flirtation between Annalise and Hunter that comes up a few times is fun to watch, because they're both just so nervous about it. What I didn't like was Radu. He was a bit too over the top. He's a foreign exchange student and he's got a strong accent. He's pretty annoying throughout the movie. He's supposed to be Philip's friend, but there's times when he's actually pretty mean to him. When Radu asks Maddie to the prom, she says, "No, I'm going with Philip." And he says, "Oh, he can't even walk." That's pretty cruel when you're supposed to be his friend. He also talks in the third person all the time, annoying. So I just didn't care for the character. Every time he was on the screen, I just cringed. The Blu-ray has some pretty good special features, including behind-the-scenes featurettes, deleted scenes, bloopers, the storyboard, a special effects commentary, as well as the director's commentary and soundtrack. Crabs gets a 3 out of 5. It's definitely worth a watch. It's a good, funny, light-hearted horror comedy that I think most people will get a kick out of. I've watched it several times, and I still have a good time with it. If you want to check out this movie, I put links in the description of where you can stream it or buy it. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling me what you think of this movie. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, horror movies are the best when you watch them alone in the dark.